A Bronx man is turning his negatives into positives, starting his own food truck business after being furloughed during the pandemic. News 12's Johnny Caldwell has more on his truck and his hopes for the future.
If you're not happy being employed where you're employed, then chase your dreams. Now's the time. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it now.
Alfredo Estrada is hoping to inspire others to chase their dreams, starting a food truck business after being furloughed from his job over the summer.
To some people, unemployment, is a step up. To me, it's a loss. I have more expenses than unemployment can afford me, so I couldn't wait for the government to bail me out. So I had to take it into my own hands.
With more than 20 years working as a chef, Estrada began selling food from his home before deciding to start the hip-hop food truck. The truck plays hip-hop music and sells food inspired by legendary rappers from New York, like their burger named after Fred the Godson.
Hip-hop is so real, so authentic that I wanted to add that into what I'm doing with the authenticity of my food.
Mainly stationed on White Plains Road in the Bronx, but traveling across the city like to this street in Canarsie, Brooklyn. You can't help but notice the bright yellow truck, which features names of iconic rappers like Big Pun on its exterior. Estrada says starting his business is about more than selling food. He wants to use his truck as a platform to help others.
Create job opportunities for people. I really want to just help other people out.
And as he takes on this new business venture, the self-proclaimed hip-hop chef is looking to the future. He says he's hoping to have a total of 3 food trucks in the next 2 years. In Canarsie, Johnny Caldwell, News 12.
Culture.
Hi, News 12. I just won The Voice.
Community.
The first shot went into the arm of Port Washington nurse Sandra Lindsay.
Connections.
Seems like so much fun.
It was pretty hectic.
Discover News 12 New York.
Hey, look, we're happy, right?
A new way to see the best of News 12's local channels from across the tri-state area, all in one place. Now streaming 24/7 on your favorite devices. Discover News 12 New York today.
Enter the Shakespeare Market. From Norwalk-based breads
Try all of our sourdoughs. I love our sourdoughs a lot.
to Bridgeport-made hot sauce
Our best seller, my personal favorites are sweet and savory Scotch bonnet.
to homemade trinkets. It's a Stratford market that's giving local vendors a place to sell in the winter.
During the winter, we depend on sales on the website. The Shakespeare Market has helped expose us to the community.
Vendors themselves here have been doing some of their best professional days in their whole career.
A plan brought to fruition, now expanding to a year-round market.
And we're going to be open forever. We want to make this a Stratford institution.
This spacious lot, once the grounds of the Shakespeare Theater, has socially distanced vendor tents along the perimeter, and since opening in January, it's brought over 6,000 people in.
We're hoping that every week more and more people come down here.
And I couldn't sneak away from one tent Saturday afternoon.
I'll take the chocolate croissant, and I'll also take that soft sourdough that you have.
Wave Hill Breads had a line of people all afternoon.
One of those?
With 24 vendors Sunday afternoon, vendors and staff thank the community for making this all happen.
I want to say the community brought this. The community came out. This was the community's idea.
In Stratford, Shosh Bedrosian, News 12, Connecticut.
It gets better from here.
Long Islanders say help is on its way as Nassau County Executive Laura Kern announced Saturday that Nassau Coliseum will be used as a mass COVID-19 vaccination distribution site.
We're looking for daytime hours mostly, and we're hoping to have it open as much as possible.
Kern could not confirm which vaccine or how many doses will be supplied, but says the site should be open by the end of this month. Residents say it's welcome news after Governor Cuomo reported Long Island's COVID positivity rate was approximately 4.2% headed into this weekend, a rate significantly higher than the state's 2.8.
It's going to get better.
Besides opening doors to those who want the vaccine, Long Islanders are hoping they'll also open up phone lines.
That would be wonderful.
Some Long Islanders say it's a full-time job trying to navigate the websites to find appointments for seniors who may not be computer savvy.
It was constant. It was daily, and we could only get one of them to go one day, and then it took another week to get the other appointment. A girlfriend of mine just registered. She's up to 180 or 190 seniors.
Not everybody has a computer, and not everybody has the time to sit there and press refresh. So we are very focused on offering phone number ways of getting the appointment.
Curran adds that 300,000 residents in Nassau County have already received their first doses of the vaccine. In Uniondale, Amy McGorry, News 12 Long Island.
They've been growing beautiful orchids like these since the 1950s, but now they're trying a new crop. Welcome back to News 12 Long Island. I'm Doug Geed. A visit now to Bianchi Davis greenhouses in Riverhead, where they've just started growing hemp.
For decades, Bill Bianchi has been growing orchids, the almost mystical-looking flower found in rainforests around the world. But with changes in his operation, he needed less space in his greenhouse to grow them. With the high cost of heating greenhouses, he needed a new crop to fill up the empty space.
I joked with the employees. I said, you have a choice, either tomatoes or hemp.
So they went with hemp, an industry still young in our area, but growing very fast.
The license number we have is 751, which means there were 751 farmers in New York State growing hemp before we ever asked.
And just like the industry is growing fast, the cannabis plant grows fast as well. In a few months, they grow from a tiny seed to harvesting height.
What we have to do at that point is to cut them off at the ground level, dry them, and then cut off the flowers. The hemp plant and the marijuana plant are the same plant. The marijuana plant is bred to have a stronger THC, which is the one that gets you high, and the CBD doesn't do that.
These plants are for medical use. This is all new stuff for Bill Bianchi, a former longtime state assemblyman who just turned 90 years old.
It's a new product for a new age. We're not unusual. The only thing I think we're a bit unusual now is that we're growing hemp in the winter in a glass greenhouse here in Suffolk County.
We have lots of behind-the-scenes pictures of this operation on our website, and you can also see more of my East End segments there as well. Go to news12.com/East End. In Riverhead, Doug Geed, News 12 Long Island.
Do you know who invented the cotton gin, or how about the printing press? It's time to see how much you know about famous inventors. Who invented the cotton gin?
I have no idea who invented the cotton gin.
I just remember learning about this in school and being like, oh, who cares? Isn't that terrible?
Wait a second. The cotton gin did what? Did it make?
I have no idea. It rhymes with Schmitney.
Schmitty?
Schmitney.
Schmitney. Oh, Whitney.
Yeah.
Somebody. Whitney Houston.
Oh, that's old Eli Whitney.
Do you know who invented the printing press?
Oh my God. Why couldn't you give me just a heads up on this topic so I could have looked this up?
No.
Benjamin Franklin.
You would think he invented so many things.
Yes.
Right? No. The printing press was not one of them.
Oh.
Gutenberg. Steve Gutenberg. Absolutely, Steve. Police Academy and the printing press.
Of course Gutenberg invented the press.
Steve Gutenberg, the actor.
From Long Island.
Want to test your trivia skills on our next Zoom call? Well, just follow News 12 on Facebook and let us know. It may just be you that I put on the spot.
Pet grooming business in Valley Stream is doing more than just bathing your dogs and cats. It's also providing daycare and training. News 12's Antoinette Biordi takes us to 2 dogs and a cat pet services in today's edition of We're Open.
My name is Terry Cruz Jr. I am the owner and operator of 2 Dogs and a Cat Pet Services, and we are open.
Terry Cruz Jr. has a passion for taking care of pets. It started about 18 years ago with pets of his very own. So he decided to open 2 Dogs and a Cat Pet Services on Rockaway Avenue in Valley Stream in 2015.
We offer a variety of different services, and one of them being our primary, which is grooming. Okay, we do grooming for both dogs and cats alike.
He admits that when the pandemic hit and he was forced to close in March, he panicked, not knowing what the future would hold for his business.
We just took it one day, one step at a time.
By maintaining social distance and wearing masks, he was able to reopen in the summer of 2020. And he says business has been busy ever since. He says that's because he's known for taking good care of the pets that come in and their owners too.
Terry has his own dogs here at his business, and the care and compassion he has for them extends out to his clients.
Because I have an ingrained nature to nurture, I have the innate ability to really give that quality care and service to not only the customers, but to our clients as well, our fur babies.
In addition to grooming and bathing, he also offers daycare and pet training too. In Valley Stream, Antoinette Biordi, News 12, Long Island.
Of Christopher Columbus once stood here in Washington Park behind me on this pedestal for nearly 100 years, and then it was removed by the city back in June of 2020, as we had mentioned. Then as part of the Harriet Tubman project, this park, Washington Park, will be renamed Tubman Square in 2022. Along with that, a new statue of Harriet Tubman will be placed on that pedestal behind me, honoring the abolitionist and the individual who used Newark as part of the Underground Railroad, freeing so many individuals. Now, going back to that video, in June of 2020, you can see here that the city was taking down that statue of Christopher Columbus that day. That statue, as I had mentioned, was up since 1927, but a new statue of Harriet Tubman will be placed there. And the 5 finalists who are the artists that are in the running to create this new statue are Abigail DeVille, Dred Scott, Jules Arthur, Nina Cook-John, and Vinnie Bagwell. The finalists were recommended by a diverse 14-member jury of art experts, historians, and community stakeholders led by the City of Newark's Arts and Cultural Affairs Department. Additionally, the winning artist will be paired with a Newark-based artist to work on the project as an apprentice, assisting with research and community engagement on the project. Once again, the new monument of Harriet Tubman will be placed in this location in 2022. The exact date of that ceremony is still unknown at this moment. With the latest here in Newark, I'm Keith Kosinski, News 12 New Jersey.
A Riverdale woman who helped stock the fridge knew that one way of keeping it full is by taking advantage of its location. Because it's right here on Broadway, it's surrounded by restaurants, and she found one way of getting help is by getting people to purchase a meal. Now, right next door is Cloudy's Kitchen, where Peruvian food is served, and a typical meal to donate costs $7.99. The donated meal includes chicken and rice, along with a water bottle and that delicious green sauce. Once prepared, it's off to the fridge. Lee Michelle is the woman behind the initiative and the founder of Moms Feed the Bronx, where the goal is to build community partnerships to feed neighbors.
We thought maybe we can work with the restaurants and they could offer special meals, menus that would be purchased by community members and then delivered down to the fridges. So it's really a win-win.
We're so grateful for the neighborhood and a lot of customers. They're helping out, buying our food so we can give back to the people who need it.
And this fridge truly is a community effort. For the first month of operation, one restaurant down the block called The Last Stop powered it up. And now Jerusalem Cafe and Grill is keeping it powered. In the Fieldston section of the Bronx, Michelle Ross, News 12.
Well, arguably the most exclusive restaurant in New York City is now a bit more accessible, offering delivery during this pandemic.
It's a first for Rayos, an iconic spot in East Harlem that's been around since 1896. That's a long time. News 12's Emily Lorsch has more.
It was almost a year ago that we were last at Rayos, the exclusive and historic spot known for its limited seating and chances of getting a reservation slim to none, had just started offering takeout for the first time.
We have people that drive from Philly, people down from South Jersey, people drove in from Boston. It's crazy.
And now Rayos is offering delivery too.
It's something we've never done. So for us to get out there and let people experience it that always wanted to try it is something that makes us feel good and makes them feel good.
People like Nicole Steinthal.
It was just so incredible because it was like this bucket list thing for me. Everybody was just like so in awe because Rayos is like a huge New York establishment and just an amazing place for people. You always hear you cannot get into Rayos, so we were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
This New Yorker tells us being able to try Rayos for the first time was a dream come true.
The silver lining of COVID
that you have the opportunity to get your Rayos dinner, bring it home, share it with your family. Just taking their picture here is like incredible. This is iconic New York. Everybody wants to go to Rayos.
Now New Yorkers don't need a car. They can get a taste delivered right to their door.
With everything going on, it's something for them to look forward to at the end of the day, knowing, hey, we're having Rayos for dinner tonight.
Now you can order delivery using DoorDash or Caviar, and if you're out of their delivery zone, you can still order your food, but for takeout, you can do that by calling the restaurant or ordering through their website or Instagram page. In Manhattan, Emily Lorsch, News 12.
The resilience is as important as the pain, and this project presents both. That's the Bronx.
The Bronx COVID-19 Oral History Project began last April, shortly after the pandemic hit, designed to tell the stories of what people, businesses, and communities were going through and how they fought to survive in this COVID hotspot.
It just helps people to gain a perspective of what people might be going through, to have a better understanding of this pandemic and how it affects people.
The virtual interviews are cataloged online to watch for free in hopes of sharing the stories of generosity, support, and the spirit of the Bronx.
You're going to meet a lot of heroes. These are people who set an example of overcoming adversity.
Like the South of France restaurant, who they say found a way to survive and also support the community throughout the pandemic. Medical workers who gave everything on the front lines, and those who tragically lost loved ones.
These stories are history, and these stories are the Bronx. And the Bronx is burning bright with these people, burning bright with compassion.
They said this project is only the beginning of telling these stories, and that they plan to continue chronicling history.
The pandemic is slowly phasing away, but these stories are going to continue on for years. People are going to read about this and learn about this.
Marissa Marcelino, News 12.
On the menu today, home-cooked meals of rescued food.
Look at just everything that you're looking at here is reclaimed.
Catherine Reif, co-founder of Soup Angels, says about 60% of the food they serve is saved from supermarkets that would have tossed it away simply because it didn't sell. Instead, it's filling the pantry's demand, which has doubled since last year.
It's remarkable. It's really been a godsend.
About 30% of a grocery store's trash is food waste. Organization Touch started rescuing food from stores in 2010.
It's really rewarding to go to these programs and see just how grateful people are to have access to this food, and it's food that would otherwise have been going to landfills.
Once recovered food is dropped off to pantries. It's sorted and some of it gets cooked. The rest goes home with families.
Since last spring, rescue efforts tripled to fill the growing need. They're saving 70,000 pounds of food a month. But tell News 12, it's barely a dent in what's being wasted.
We still see that stores are throwing out food, and it's painful. You know, it's really painful to see that food go to waste.
They're now turning to the community for help.
It's really hard for us to see, and we're really just limited by our funding for staffing right now.
Pushing for donations so they can do more. In Nyack, Beth Cephalou, News 12.
And if you are interested in helping, you can find the link on our website, news12.com. But keep it here. We'll be right back.
Get the latest COVID-19 updates, vaccine information, and more daily on Mornings with News 12. Get the latest COVID-19 updates, vaccine information, and more daily on Mornings with News 12.
Your winter road trip is closer than you think, thanks to News 12's Road Trip Close to Home. Every Thursday at 7 p.m., host Gianna Gelosi is your guide for finding the best spots in the tri-state area for a fun family day trip.
Bustling downtown with plenty of shops and restaurants.
Plus, get a worry-free weekend forecast to help you decide if activities should be inside or outside. Check out News 12's Road Trip Close to Home, Thursdays at 7 p.m.